monasteries are some of the longest lived institutions in society. Why do monasteries endure? Monasteries are, in Aristotle's terminology, communities that fulfill both everyday needs and extraordinary needs. In the Aristotelian model, the community of everyday needs is the household, the place where we eat, where we sleep, where we rejoice, and where we cry. The community of extraordinary needs is the community where we engage with public life in shared fellow feeling and where we find our doctors or where we buy our specialized products. These two communities are combined in a monastery because monasteries successfully scale the household to encompass hundreds and sometimes thousands of people. Historically, the monastic model has been seen in Western European monasteries, in Orthodox Christian monasteries, and in East Asian Buddhist monasteries. They achieve remarkably similar results through a remarkably similar recipe. The recipe has 4 parts. Standardized living arrangements. The monks dress the same and they have the same rooms. This allows someone to inspect all the rooms during a morning routine, quickly discovering which room is out of order. This inspection and symmetry replaces the need for members of the household to intimately know what a messy or clean room looks like for each house member and who didn't pick up their dishes from the sink. Secondly, the social environment, being heavily simplified, encourages things such as productivity, work, rhythm, but also introduces psychological technologies, be it prayer or spiritual meditation. The emotional benefits provided by this introspective work allows people to replace some of the ties that they might have tried and failed to acquire in a everyday community such as a household. Number 3, monasteries usually find a joint economic activity they can all work on. A nice long-lived example is the brewing of alcohol. It's very possible to maintain a brand monopoly on a particular kind of alcohol for 800 years. And I'm sure that 800 years from now, there will still be demand for alcohol. The time horizons for the economic undertakings of a monastery are therefore very long. Managing a forest or letting your alcohol age is a very natural fit for this longer time horizon. Importantly, monasteries are then also perhaps incentivized to preserve certain kinds of knowledge that a company or a government might be too short-lived to encourage the transmission of. There's a natural synergy here with the social technology of introspection, but there's also a strong synergy here with more intellectual contemplative studies, as demonstrated by medieval scholastics. Finally, the monastery simplifies relationships and family structure by not having any. The social technology therefore has to replace a lot of the warmth and support that is received through the family structure. The interesting puzzle here is, how do you have such a standardized system fit these individualized needs? And I think this is why the spiritual technology of a monastery really can't be divorced from the shape, form, and functionality of a monastery. If monks are seeing a therapist, that shows that the monastery is not self-sufficient. And if monks start families, well, eventually they'll tend to leave the monastic community. The interesting thing about them is that monasteries can become very powerful. This can lead to a classical conflict between church and state. This is one of the reasons why I expect in modern Western countries or modern China, the monastic model cannot be economical by doing something obvious, such as educating lots of people. If the monastic schools were actually better than normal schools, the state would quickly move in to regulate them, just as Henry VIII eliminated monasteries during the Protestant Reformation. The ability to educate future elites is one of the most powerful networking technologies you can have. You know the people running the country. You taught them after all. What kind of economic activity is appropriate for monasteries today? Difficult to tell. Most modern examples of software engineering seem highly individualist, almost anarchic. But perhaps there could be joint coding products that are maintained by monasteries. Perhaps this would be a good way to maintain open source code bases for centuries to come. My name is Samo Burja. I'm the founder of Bismarck Analysis. Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe.